up to the kindness offensive. This one's for you.
This is BBC London 94.9. Saturday night with Sonny and Shay.
There's a small group of individuals who some people have started calling them revolutionaries. They live in North London and they have taken the whole of the capital by storm. They are known as the Kindness Offensive and they join us in the studio. Good evening, guys.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourselves? You're both sitting here with bright yellow hats, fluorescent sunglasses and yellow tops on as well. So you're looking very merry and very happy. But what are your names?
I'm David Goodfellow.
And I'm Christophe Bellamy.
Did you make that name up? No. David Goodfellow. Come on now.
It's a fit, isn't it?
It works perfectly. I mean, it's like you were born with the name that what you're going to do in the future.
So, I think some people might have heard of the Kindness Offensive, but can you just kind of give us an overall of what it is that you actually do?
We are the world's largest performers of random acts of kindness.
So, whoa. Random acts of kindness.
Indeed.
And performances.
Not really performances. Like, you know, we do them. We go out and we give people stuff and we award people medals for being kind.
Oh, nice.
And we've given away over £3 million worth of stuff in the last 2.5 years. And that's everything from toys to children in hospital. Twice we've given a toy to every single child unfortunate enough to be in hospital in London. We've given away about over 150 tonnes worth of food to homeless people, clothing. The list kind of goes on and on.
That is amazing. You know what? The most I've given away is a ride in my car to this guy who was stuck in the rain in the middle of a road nowhere, and that's a big chance to take in this day and age.
How did that make you feel?
No, trust me, I do a lot of good things in my life. Like one of them was marrying Shay. I did her a big favour there.
Thanks,
and
Sonny.
I feel good every day. No, it does feel good. Doing good things is very good. I'll tell you some of the things that me and Shay do together that we are quite proud of. We come into this studio every week with food. Okay, for our guests and for our production team and for ourselves, and then we have some for the homeless people because we're right in the centre of the city and we've got a church right next to us, and there's some homeless people who gather around there at the end of the night. And so what we do is we actually leave some food for them every night.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean? So this is and it feels good when we do it. And sometimes when we don't see anyone there, we get a bit worried. Like, where are these guys? And okay, so we leave it so that they can find it. But I understand what you're saying, that it feels good to do some good stuff.
You can't help but feel good.
Yeah.
That's like the balance of the universe, I guess.
But David, don't you think that actually kind of sounds quite selfish and maybe slightly egotistic to say, well, I'm feeling so good and I'm quite proud of doing something good and helping someone?
I don't know about egotistic, but it is selfish, and I'll put my hands up for that. Yeah, we do this because it's fun for us. We enjoy doing it, and why not?
You know what? If there's more selfish people like you and egotistic people like you, I'd vote for that person. Thank you, Shay, very much.
Okay. No, but I mean, you know, it's fantastic. You've been around, as you say, for 2.5 years. How did it all start? Did you just wake up one day and think, right, I just want to be kind today? Or was it an idea that you had in your head and it kind of just, you know, became reality? Where did it all come from?
We wanted, funnily enough, to show that being kind and positive was a load of old nonsense. And so we set out to prove it wrong initially. We thought, okay, we're going to do our best to demonstrate that if you be nice to people, that nothing special happens. This is all nonsense, isn't it?
Right.
So we stepped out and we thought to really, almost scientifically, we'd have a go at this.
Right.
So we put we put effort into it. We smiled and we were polite and we went and spoke to people. We asked them what we could do to make their lives better. And they spoke to us, and we didn't think for a sec. We were out to disprove it.
Right.
And something really weird happened. We kind of ended up proving it. We're having a really great time doing it. So there you go.
I'm going to ask what you do in your day job.
I'm an events coordinator.
And yourself?
I'm a musician.
And you're a musician, events coordinator. And then, so at what point in this busy schedule, being an events organizer, a really hectic job, I would imagine, and being a musician, you have to always think of the next big thing or the next big track. Mm-hmm. How did you find time to actually take out from your busy schedules to actually think, I want to do an experiment and I want to prove wrong that being kind doesn't really work?
You can always find time.
Yeah.
You can always. It started off on weekends, and it's kind of sprawled into other parts of our lives. But there's always time. You know, how much time do we even now spend like watching television and doing stuff that's kind of basically passive and non-engaging? So there's always time. You can always find time.
Do you actually, the outfits you're wearing right now, I mean, yes, they're making me smile. I'm slightly laughing, thinking
they're doing their job.
I would never walk around like that, honestly.
Don't lie.
But do you sometimes walk, you know, if you've got a family party or something, would you go out to a family party wearing that? And how's the family reacted to it, Christophe?
I don't think we would go necessarily to a family party wearing this. It's pretty specific to kindness offensive activities, these outfits.
Okay.
So when we put it on, we know what we're doing. We're doing kindness offensive. So it's quite a special outfit.
People can know what to expect. And the idea initially was just to kind of let people know, because most people who stop you in the street, they've got some kind of agenda. They want you to join their group, give some money.
Oh, okay.
And that's all good. But in our case, we wanted to make it clear from the get-go, as soon as you lock eyes on us, these guys are jokers and you've got nothing to be worried about. And they haven't. We have a policy. We don't accept donations from the public.
Right.
So we're never going to shake a can in your face. You're never going to have to put your hand in your pocket for this activity. So when we turn up and you see us dressed up like crazy nutters, you know that something kind's about to happen.
That's nice. So where do you get all your funding or these kind offensive, for example, that you say you give toys to some children in hospitals? How do you get these toys? Where do you source your material?
From dozens and dozens and dozens of companies, everything from really small companies. We just went up, I don't know, I've been told I can't talk about the names of the companies, but sometimes small family-run companies give very generously, and we make stuff happen with them. On the other end of the spectrum, some of the world's biggest corporations have worked with us.
That's
banks
amazing.
that you'd know, and kind of retail outlets that you know.
And they are forthcoming with these gifts and donations?
Absolutely. We call ourselves the phone whisperers. So we
Nice.
There's a badge here. I don't know if there's a webcam somewhere. But basically, we phone up companies and we say we are the kindness offensive and we've identified something we'd like to do, and could you help us do that? And people do. It's fun for the people in the companies.
Do I sound like a really cynical Londoner to say if I had a phone call from the kindness offensive, I'd probably think, what on earth are you talking about? Because I'd be really honest. I think it's fantastic, but at the same time, I'm so shocked that everyone's been so forthcoming and said, oh, we'd love to help. I'm surprised that you haven't, or have you had scenarios where you've rang up and said, this is what we do, we want to be kind to people, and has someone on the other end of the phone said, I don't think so, you can jog on with that and put the phone down?
Absolutely.
You've got both things happening, but what's surprising is that you've got many people that actually say, yes, I would like to help you make something kind happen, and that's why we keep doing it.
That's so fantastic. Sonny, we've had a couple of messages come through on Facebook.
Already?
Which is,
Nice.
Sonny and Shay on the BBC. Quincy says that someone a couple of years back let off 20p for him. Which is quite nice. A kind thing to do.
That's nice.
Alex on Facebook, Alex Oliver says that somebody stopped on a busy motorway to help him change his blown tyre in the rain. How lovely is that?
I've done
Awesome.
I've done that.
I really like that.
I've stopped and helped people like that.
Here's the thing: I was brought up a cynical Londoner, and we're all kind of the mantra is that we're not meant to be very nice and we don't help each other out.
Yeah.
I think that's rubbish, and I know firsthand. We've gone out to actually find people who are kind and lay in wait and watch them be kind and then jump out. Londoners are so kind, though. We are all up for giving directions and helping someone when they drop something, and prams up and down stairs. It's remarkable. You watch someone in need in London, and generally they get help pretty quick. Londoners are awesome.
No, I agree with that.
It's just the weather that gives us a bad name every now and then.
Yeah, maybe
I think that's
look
what it is. They judge us by the weather, and it's not by our acts, I think. And those kind acts don't get reported that often. Yeah. Maybe would that be something that you would like to change in the press? Yeah. Maybe have a page of good news.
Absolutely.
You know
I think people should sing and dance about the good stuff they do. Why not? And we should all make a big fuss and applaud those who do nice things. Why not? It's about time we led by example, and there was some out there to say, hey, look, being good is fun.
It's fun. Yeah. And you get in the paper.
Exactly. Well, the question we're asking tonight, if you're just joining us on Saturday Night with Sonny and Shay, BBC London 94.9, is what is the kindest thing that someone has done for you? Why don't you text us in the studio right now, 81333, start the message with London. You can give us a ring in the studio. It's 0207 224 2000.
Or you can send us a tweet at Sonny and Shay, or Facebook, Sonny and Shay on the BBC. And we're going to keep you guys here for a bit longer, because we're going to ask you, my next question for you is basically, what is the kindest thing that happened to you before you started the kind offensive, and how kind were you?
Okay. You want that now? Yeah?
No, I want you to think about it. I want you to mull over it, okay? Right now, we'll sit here and we won't dance.
I don't wanna dance with you, baby, no more. Never do something to hurt you, though. But the feeling is fine.
So we just played I Don't Wanna Dance by Eddie Grant. And Sonny, did you know that he used to collect cats?
No.
Apparently over 100 cats.
No, who told you that fact?
I've just
You
had a
can't
message.
divulge that information.
No,
Okay,
I
you know
can't.
what? I would have to go. I'm going to go on the internet. I'm going to research that fact.
Okay,
100
if you
cats.
say so.
I don't like cats.
If you're just joining us,
Oh, sorry. Hey, oh, sorry. The kind offensive? Sorry?
Sounds crazy.
But you don't like cats?
I'm not a big
Not
fan of
100,
cats.
I don't think I can handle that.
One of the kind offensive have changed.
Okay, so basically, if you're just joining us this evening, we have the kindness offensive in the studio. Now, I've just had a photo posted up on Facebook, which is Sunny and Shay on the BBC Sunny. Now, the kindness offensive, this individual's just popped this photo up saying the guy's at work, and there is a big double-decker bus painted in red and yellow, and I would say there's about 200 people all dressed up in yellow tops, yellow sunglasses, yellow hats.
Wow.
And I'm guessing that they're all, you know, getting involved, and they're all working and being kind. Now, James, I know Christopher's left the studio and you've come in this evening. Thanks so much for
evening.
joining us.
No worries.
So, Sonny, what's your question that you wanted to
But
ask
before
him?
I go into that, tell us what you do for a living.
I'm a cameraman
Really? For who?
for various companies,
Okay, so you're
broadcasting and
okay.
non-broadcasting.
And so you got into the kind offensive how?
I was a filmmaker and I'd been made redundant, so I was looking for other things to do, and I made a film about them, and they invited me along to make more films about them.
They're
I suppose.
infectious, aren't they?
They are infectious,
It's,
yeah.
it's one of, I'm getting infected right now.
You want to join?
I think, you know
Join
what,
the hat.
I'm getting close to getting that hat on and that high vis on any minute now. Okay,
stuff.
before we went into Eddie Grant, I asked you a question about what is the kindest thing you did before you joined the Kind Offensive, and the kindest thing that happened to you. So the question goes to both of you guys.
I wasn't a particularly kind person, I've got to say. I was.
So you're making up for it now.
You've met me at the right moment in my life, 10 years ago, and you wouldn't all be smiling right now. So yeah, I wasn't a very. Probably the nicest. A hard question. Isn't it? Probably the nicest thing I did was when I was leaving university. I had a whole load of books, and I knew a guy who was starting his first year. But to be honest, even though that was a nice thing to do, my motivation was that I didn't really want to carry this stuff all the way home. So this is it. I wasn't a very nice guy. Like I said, when this started, it was to prove that, you know, it was nonsense that being nice didn't make your life any better. So you know, before trying it, I wasn't very nice at all.
And James, what about yourself?
I think I'm going to be a bit cheesy and say the greatest thing I've ever given is probably my heart to my girlfriend, and I'd hope to think that the greatest gift I'd received was her heart.
Oh, nice. So you that's
soppy.
not. No,
Soppy.
hold on.
And recently,
He's not-
just
he's-
8 years as
But
well.
the thing is, he's not losing out, is he? He's swapped a heart for a heart. It would be nice if you gave her your heart,
Yeah.
and she's like, "I'll hold out."
Yeah, no, I'm alright. I don't want it.
I don't want it yet, right? I'll just hold on to yours just
Yeah.
as a spare. That would be quite okay. So you and your missus 8 years going.
Yeah.
Me and Shay on the same.
It's funny that you should
High
say
five
that.
that.
Yeah.
It's funny that you should say that, James. Sahil has just said that on Facebook, Sunny and Shay on the BBC, that he's given his heart away to his girlfriend. So there we go. That is something kind in that, maybe. I don't
think
know.
I think that's a given. If you want someone to hold your hand in the old age, I think you need to give something more than just a box of chocolates. Right? So, it's just not gonna work.
No.
So just a couple of more messages that have come through on Facebook. Sukhjeet says that he actually helped a senior citizen across the road a couple of minutes ago, as it was Saturday, really
Oh, it's
busy.
happening right now?
Yeah, he's standing away, waiting for the traffic to go past, and no one was helping. So he just thought, you know what, I'm going to give a helping hand.
So what did you do to someone like that? A big round of applause?
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Hold on,
Okay.
I've got even a better one than that. Here you go. Look. Hey, well done. We're going to keep that on the background now, okay? Just in case someone does some nice things, okay?
Let's see how many we can get.
Yeah, that'd be wicked.
Well,
okay.
I've had another one, if you'd like this one. Ruby, again on Facebook, says that she met an old Indian man who'd lost his money. So she gave him some money and helped him find somewhere to kip for the night, which
Now,
I think is
that
really lovely.
really- that is really good.
And here's another one as well. They're just coming through. I'll stop after this though, and then
Okay.
we'll talk a little bit more. But Tanushri on Twitter says that she was stuck at Delhi Airport. Okay,
Delhi Airport, yeah.
in India. She's coming back to the UK. She had some very heavy luggage, and a stranger, a random person she didn't know, paid for the excess luggage as she didn't have any money with her. And she was able to fly back to the UK.
That is really nice.
Wow, that's-
For that random stranger. Hooray! Yeah, you go.
So, guys, I have a question for you. The kindness offensive, you know, it's getting bigger and bigger. As you say, you've donated over £3 million in terms of whether it's toys to children or products that you've given away to individuals or groups of people. Has the London Mayor Boris Johnson been in touch to say hello? Is he a fan?
Yeah, from very early on, actually. We had contact with Boris, and he came to an event, I think, 3 months after we started.
Wow.
And you know, we welcome everybody, And Boris is part of everybody, so he's welcome. And anyone else who wants to come along is more than welcome. But yeah, he's one of our supporters, and we're very thankful for
Has
that.
he donated anything?
No, but he is at the moment. We are doing a thing called the House Quest, and we're trying to get a big premises because they got started with 3 guys, like you said. There are hundreds, so we want a big space to be able to do all the things that we're doing. And he said he might give us a hand with that. So if you're listening, Boris, hey, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, exactly. Coming up for re-election, Bob. Go I'm just saying. That is good. It's nice that the politicians get involved and not being so cynical. And and really and truly, you guys started as an experiment to prove that it doesn't work. And now you got yourself into a situation where, like, oh my God, we can't stop. Right? That's brilliant.
We wouldn't want to.
No, I know. I can see from your smiles and everything. You seem more relaxed and happy than I've seen anyone all morning. I've driven into London. There's a lot of stressed faces out there because the rain just came down, and it doesn't seem to affect you guys.
Yeah, well, a lot of people going through their lives not doing great things and kind of scheming for themselves and all the rest of it, and then they're miserable and they haven't quite worked out. Wait a minute, I'm spending all this time focusing on myself, but yet I am quite unhappy. And this was definitely my story. And if you flip it and you try and do nice things for other people and you start looking outward, it's very, like you were saying earlier, it's very selfish. It does kind of reward you and puts that smile on.
To me, actually, it just reminds me, for a lot of individuals, we might be involved in charities, we might do charity work. Sonny and I ourselves are Sikh, and, in our temples, we will do what is known as seva. Seva literally means charity work. So, we may well go out and feed the homeless. It's, similar in any religion, actually, where you'll go out and feed the homeless, or you'll try to help your community in any way you can. What I love, though, is the fact that you've taken this to another level and thought, we're not going to do it ourselves. We're going to get as many people as we possibly can involved in this, and actually, forget it, we're going to go out there and talk to the large corporations, which, to be honest, me as a cynic, I would have just thought, no, that they're never going to agree.
So
they're never going to.
Let's prove Shay wrong, okay? Because I'm already a believer with you, okay?
Nice one.
So Shay's sitting on the other side of the fence. I'm on this side of the fence with you guys, okay? I want the viz, okay? So now I have a challenge for the kind offensive, which I'm ready to help you with, and then you can give out all your information in this episode. Okay, so what we do after the end of this show, we normally give our food to some of the homeless, and we bring in some special food for the homeless that are based around BBC London near the church and everything. I want to ask you that, can you organise something once a month or once a week where we can get food for these guys and they'll know that they'll get something from this area?
What I can tell you is that the world definitely has the people in it necessary to make that wonderful dream come true.
Right.
Well, on the radio now, I'll give a shout out to the Sock Mob, and I'll say, if you're listening to this Sock Mob, they're a group that go walking around the streets doing exactly that. If you want to come and help us do this with these guys here, and also there are a lot of companies out there who have the food that you need to do this.
Right.
So, and people work in companies. Companies aren't machines. Some of them will be listening to the radio right now. Go find thekindnessoffensive.com, send us an email. Let's pull the resources of everybody listening this. We'll champion this and organise it for you. But definitely that is doable.
We're going to do this.
Definitely that's doable.
We'll set a date together, and then we'll put it on our Facebook. We'll put it on your Facebook, and we'll work together and try to get this food out to the people who need it.
Setting a date's a very powerful thing that we found when we do our stuff. There's something about putting something in a time limit that galvanises people. So I think it's a very positive thing to do to get something done.
Because I want to do it quick as possible, because I think people need food quite regularly. Okay,
I like that attitude. We need more. No, I'm serious. A lot of people who want to do good stuff, it's like, yeah, mate, whenever. No. Tomorrow after this cup of coffee. No, but I like that. Let's set a date.
So let's
move
set a date,
forward,
and then we'll move it forward, and you'll come in, and we'll see how far we get in and say, okay, let's not make it more than 4 weeks. Let's keep it within a month and see what we can do, because people are hungry every day. And let's do this as soon as possible.
And I hope this attitude, this amazing attitude coming out
Thank
this
you,
man. No, seriously, I hope this I hope this is hitting the ears of the people listening this, because someone out there, or maybe 3 or 4 people, have the ability right now, go to your internet, send us an email, tell us who you are and the stock that you have and how we can get it to these homeless people. It's all about people doing stuff, and it's all about that attitude.
I have to say, David, it's, that you've got so much passion in what you want to do. I think it's fantastic. We've been asking this evening for you listening out there right now to share your story with us. What's the kindest thing someone has done to you? Or perhaps you might be a cynic thinking, well, actually, no, this is complete and utter rubbish. No one's kind. I don't believe in this. Why don't you text us 81333, start the message of London, or give us a ring in the studio, 0207 224 2000. Now, a quick hello to Grazina Gill, who's listening to us online. You can listen to Sunny and Shay, bbc.co.uk, and you need to do /Sunny and Shay. But, guys, you're going to love this story. This one actually did bring a tear slightly to my eye.
Okay.
Bal Rai has sent a message through on Facebook, which is Sunny and Shay on the BBC. She has a 9-year-old son called Arjun, and on his 5th birthday a couple of years ago, somebody, a young lady, pulled her son from under a train as he'd slipped down in a gap. And she just wants to say thank you to this person. She was in such shock and froze that she didn't get the opportunity just to say thank you.
Superman moment.
That is
Superman moment, isn't
and
it?
it's very risky as well.
And very
well
risky.
done to her.
But hey, her son is now 9 years old, and that she said that has to be the kindest thing that anyone's ever done.
That's amazing. You want to
That
give
is
out some
amazing.
information about where people can get hold of you and get this food thing up and running? Go for it. It's all you, and then we're going to go into a trail.
It's really, really simple. Just Google kindness offensive, and our website comes at the top, and there's a contact tab on there. You can send us email. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Anyone who can use a computer and spell kindness offensive. You'll have no trouble finding us at all.
Shall we do a little shout out? When I say kind of, you say offensive. Kind of
Offensive.
Kind of
Offensive.
That's it.
There
That's what
we
you're going to
go.
do.
Thank you so much for coming into the studio, guys. I have
Thank
to say,
you.
you've
Thank
really
you.
lit up BBC London 94.9
And
today.
thank you for taking it to the next level with the challenge. That's
Yes, there it
that's
is.
the right attitude. Let's all be as kind as we can and do
We-
what we can. I love
we
it, mate. I love it.
certainly will.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're listening to Sunny and Shay, BBC London 94.9. Please do keep your messages coming through. 81333. Start the message with London is the text. And then you can give us a ring in the studio, 0207 224 2000.